My vision blurred, militant surge deep in the passage. There's no escape, you're just a red mark, my laser paint. Killer instinct sharp like the edge of a razor blade. Your body back, squeeze of the trigger, the quick flash blind. Solo seek, peace with the lost enemy flatline.
One of Townsville's few motorsport clubs is known as the Mark Club. For years they have held events that encourage safe and controlled racing. One of their important features is that they allow teens as early as 14 to partake. Like when you originally joined, did you see it as a chance to race or to drive?
At the start I seen it to learn to race, but then as it came into it, Dad kind of told me that you need to learn how to drive first.
The Mark Club has many experienced members such as Ian Cook, who has been assisting young drivers in the club for almost 5 years. How long have you personally been helping younger people to drive, especially on this track?
I've been here for 5 years. I started out as assistant clerk, of course.
Cookie, one of the heads of the Mark Club, has he ever helped you?
Yeah, when I first started,
He did a lap with you?
Yeah,
he did the same thing to me.
Tell me what to do, and then if I could improve something, he'd tell me before I'd go out.
Do you fully agree with what the Mark Club is trying to accomplish, or do you have any recommendations or?
Personally, I agree with anything that allows teenagers to develop a greater sense of understanding of vehicles. I believe those clubs are good for teenagers. So that defensive driving courses and advanced driving courses, they give teenagers the base skills required to manoeuvre and to take control of vehicles. Being able to talk to experienced drivers can often relate circumstances to the teenagers, which may prove vital at a later date.
Would you assume that the knowledge that teenagers gain from being here in the Mark Club will help them later on in life, to make them a better driver?
I think it helps fast track them a little bit more than what would normally happen. And most drivers are dying or killing themselves between 18 and 25. And I think for the people, what we're bringing them up to is we're taking the confusion of traffic away from them, the confusion of all the road rules and all that sort of stuff, teaching them to drive the vehicle.
Do you think that can rub off well on a teenager's experience in driving?
I believe that it could only be a positive image, although it's up to each individual teenager and their reaction to situations that develop. But by showing teenagers how to drive, it gives them a greater experience to manoeuvre and position vehicles on roads.
So why do you think the Mark Club could benefit teenagers?
I just believe that it may benefit teenagers because of all the death tolls. On the roads, it's mainly because of the e-platers and whatnot. And like I said before, the Marquee Club helped me out learn to control my car. And I think if more teenagers become involved in the Marquee Club, they could learn to control their car and there might be less death tolls on the road.
I think it would stand any test. To think that somebody can get in a car with mum or dad or what's their driving qualifications, they might be terrible drivers. So we've got terrible drivers teaching new drivers to become terrible. You'll only be as good as your teachers. Here you have, the whole club that backs everybody who's here and helps them. So you've got, a much more diverse form of education here than you'll ever get on the road, and it's safety orientated. It's not about burning rubber or anything like that, because you know, we're about trying to save lives when people get on the road.
So you would conclude that from, you know, an operation like ours, that we're helping teenagers to be safer on the road to themselves and others.
My word, my word.